was released in 1989, was directed by Ridley Scott, and it stars Michael Douglas, Andy Garcia, Kate Capshaw, Yusaka Matsuda, and Ken Takakura. Black Rain, funnily enough, was released in the same year as another film of the same title, but this film was based upon the aftermath of the Hiroshima bombing. Black Rain tells the story of two New York police detectives, Nick Conklin and his partner Charlie, played by Michael Douglas and Andy Garcia, who witness a Yakuza murder committed by Sato, played by Yusaku. They then arrest him, and it is their job to extradite him to Japan. But when he flees their custody, Nick and his partner Charlie are tasked with retrieving him, but also they are then plunged into the murky Japanese underworld. As always, guys, thank you for supporting this channel. Please keep on supporting it. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well. 1989 was a definitive year for film. A lot of high-profile blockbusters were released. Batman was the highest grossing film that year, grossing over $400 million worldwide. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Back to the Future 2, Dead Poets Society, Lethal Weapon 2. What was that other film? That Bruce Willis voiced a baby and it starred Kirstie Alley and John Travolta.
Look who's talking.
That's the film. These films all overshadowed Black Rain, and it's a shame because Black Rain is an underrated film and deserved to get more attention. This was Michael Douglas's second release in 1989. His first was the brilliant black comedy, War of the Roses. In this film, we see him step into not only dramatic mode, but also in action man mode as well. Michael Douglas has an affinity for working with some really good directors. He worked with Robert Zemeckis in Romancing the Stone. He worked with Oliver Stone for Wall Street. He worked with Danny DeVito in War of the Roses. And this time we see him paired up with Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott directed Alien and he directed Blade Runner. And when Black Rain was released, there were comparisons between Black Rain and Blade Runner. The atmospheric style, the utilization of rain, the smokestacks, the use of a trench coat for Nick Conklin's character, just how gritty urban Japan felt. It was almost like a nod to Blade Runner. There were even scenes which saw Michael Douglas' character eating noodles, which is almost like a reference to Blade Runner also. It was just beautifully shot. And the cinematography in this film was courtesy of Jan de Bont. Jan de Bont is a renowned cinematographer. He worked on Die Hard. He would then go on to work on such films as The Hunt for Red October, Basic Instinct, Lethal Weapon 3. He would then showcase his directorial debut with the brilliant Speed, which was released in 1994, and another film in 1996, which is a rip-roaring film that didn't get much attention but should, because it is a really underrated film called Twister, Helen Hunt and the late Bill Paxton. Just how he captured scenes of Japan for Black Rain, it makes it a visually stunning watch. That, coupled with some brilliant production design, courtesy of Norris Spencer, who would be a frequent collaborator of Ridley Scott. They would work together again on Thelma and Louise and Black Hawk Down, and just how he captured the production design. Just, if you add those two together, you will get an awe-inspiring watch. And it has aged gracefully, especially when you watch it on Blu-ray or 4K. Michael Douglas is an incredibly versatile actor. And to take him as a cop would not be that difficult to accept because he actually used to play a cop in a 1970s TV show.
The Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production. Starring Carl Malden. Also starring Michael Douglas.
And his performance, as always, was incredible. And what sets Black Rain apart from other films that have come before it and other films that have come after it is that this is not just your standard fish out of water film where we see a cop going into another town to locate a criminal. No, there is an emotional layer to Black Rain that doesn't get enough attention and doesn't get enough credit. This is a film about redemption, particularly for Michael Douglas's character. He wishes to redeem himself for losing the criminal Sato. He wishes to redeem himself for all of his past transgressions as a New York City police detective because he was done for corruption and so forth. So this is a very redeeming film. How he starts off in the film is not how he finishes. And to just see the progression and the transition that he makes made it all the more interesting. And Michael Douglas's performances just enhances the film totally. His interaction with other actors in this film was brilliant. We see a very young Andy Garcia who was again climbing the ladder of leading man status. Prior to that, in 1987, he did The Untouchables. He would do Black Rain, then a year later he would go on to star in Godfather Part 3. So he established his leading man status, and it was good to see these two work together. We even see a very young Kate Capshaw here. playing an American expat who has knowledge of the Japanese Yakuza. She was pretty much playing the same type of character that she played in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, only this was less comedic. And Kate Capshaw's credits as an actress, there's not that many. She starred in Space Camp in 1986, and this film, it was good to see her showcase a dramatic role. Yusaku Matsuda as Sato, he was menacing from start to finish. Even though he rarely speaks English in the film, and he hardly has to say much, but I'm a firm believer that you can say a lot without saying much. Just his mannerisms, his presence, his eyes, made him a formidable villain in the film. The high point for me in Black Rain was seeing Ken Takakuro as Marshido and his interaction with Michael Douglas's character Nick Conklin. And just to see the transition that their relationship takes. In the early scene of the film, when Nick Conklin and Charlie go to Japan, Marshido is their babysitter. But then Nick Conklin learns a lot from Marshido in terms of honor, in terms of disrespecting his badge. And when he disrespects his badge, he disrespects everybody. And to just see the relationship go from partners to mentor to a mutual respect to a friendship, it was really interesting to see that. And Ken Takakuro, I learned that he didn't know that much English and had to learn it phonetically. And he was incredible in this film and added another emotional layer and warmth to the film. Black Rain is a slow burning film. This isn't just a film that is just reliant on action. This is a film that focuses on character and builds the characters up beautifully throughout the course of the film. Some may say that the film did drag on a little bit. Ridley Scott did say that there was a longer version of the film, but a lot of the scenes did end up on a cutting room floor. But Black Rain does flow beautifully. The action scenes in this film are brilliantly choreographed. And what I liked about Black Rain more than anything, especially from Ridley Scott's direction, was the fact that the action sequences are his own. Ridley Scott kept the action sequences realistic and authentic. Whilst he was filming in Japan, he didn't feel the need to ingratiate some of the stylized action sequences that was being made popular by John Woo after he'd released A Better Tomorrow and Better Tomorrow Part 2. There was no two-handed gun combat, there was no balletic sequences, there were no doves, nothing like that. It wasn't slow-mo action, it was realistic, authentic 80s style action. And it really does hold up. Ridley Scott would collaborate with the musical composer in this film that he would go on to further collaborate with, and that is one of my favourite composers, Hans Zimmer. They would work together again on Thelma and Louise, Black Hawk Down, Gladiator, and Hans Zimmer's score. I liked how he fused Asian style music with his own style of synthesizer, guitar, and 80s style beats to make a really brilliant soundtrack and a really brilliant musical score for the film. I think it is one of Hans Zimmer's best. The legacy for Black Rain is bittersweet. Upon its initial release, it received mixed reviews. It received praise for its action, for its acting, for the musical score. It did receive 2 Academy Award nominations, but some people felt that Black Rain was a bit cliched. It currently holds a 55% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but time has been kind to Black Rain. And this film has gone on to become a bona fide classic. And it's sad because Yusaku Matsuda, who played Sato, sadly died at the age of 40 years old, 7 weeks after the initial American release of this film, from bladder cancer. He had cancer whilst he was filming Black Rain, but chose not to tell anybody and didn't want to go for any treatment because he didn't want the production of the film halted. Whew. And when you hear things like that, it makes you appreciate life and puts things in perspective. And Black Rain was dedicated to his memory. And another brilliant actor, Ken Takakura, who played Marshido, he sadly passed away in 2014. 2 brilliant actors of such depth and such warmth, gone. But their performances live on, and this is some of their best work. And Black Rain, if you haven't seen it, it is an underrated classic, and I definitely recommend that you watch it. Watching it again, I forgot how good it actually was. And it might have been one of the first films to bring Asian culture to the American market. So this is a film that I will give a very, very strong 8 out of 10 to. So guys, that's my review. As always, thanks for watching this channel. Thanks for supporting this channel. Please keep on supporting it. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my videos are going to be uploaded. Help give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with whether you've seen Black Rain and what is your favourite scene from it. Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.